Hello, welcome to my video. Um, my name is Rena, and I wanted to share my fountain pen collection with you guys. I haven't made many videos on YouTube, but I thought maybe it would be fun to share because I started collecting or using fountain pens in March of 2023, so it's been like 2 years. And I feel like I've accumulated enough, and so for the next year, I don't plan on buying any more pens. So I just wanted to like get a snapshot of where I am, and I thought it'd be fun to film and share. Yeah. So I keep my pens stored in these Galen leather like stackable pen trays. I have two of them, and this one comes with a cover, so you can like, you got like a little, it's not glass, it's more like a plastic-y cover, but I think it's pretty good to keep the pens protected from dust and stuff. So yeah, let's get started. So I kind of organized them by brand and nib type and stuff like that. So the first one that I have here is the Sailor Pro Gear Slim. This is the one that you can buy from Amazon, or that's where I got it. So it's a Pro Gear Slim in the colorway Grateful Crane, and it has a 14K medium fine nib. It's my first gold nib pen, and I really loved how it wrote. I love the width of the line. So yeah, I still really love this pen, even though I got it like 2 years ago. And it was the first one. I don't use it as much, but it's actually inked this month, but yeah. So this is my first Sailor. So the second one I got is the Sailor Pro Gear Slim in the Frozen Rain. This one has a matte body, and the nib is a 21K medium fine nib. So it's a little bit different from other Sailor Pro Gear Slims that are usually 14K. And then I got the, what is this one? This is a Sailor, this is the one that I think a lot of people get from Amazon. The Sailor Pro Gear Slim, I believe it's Autumn Moon. I'm pretty sure it's like Autumn Moon or something like that. And this one has a 14K medium fine nib. I really love how this one looks too. So those are the three. I bought these relatively close to each other, and I bought all three of them from Amazon. I don't shop on Amazon anymore for ethical reasons and my personal reasons, but so those are the last three. The first three and the last three I got from Amazon, but I love them a lot. And then this one is the Sailor Pro Gear Slim Ankara, the stationery store it's like a, I don't know if it's like an exclusive to the stationery store in Japan, but this is their pansy design, and it's the ivory pansy, which I don't think they make anymore. I'm pretty sure it's a clear golden barrel is the kind that they make. This one I got from I got it secondhand from the Orlando Pen Show, actually in September of 2024, so this year, or I guess last year. And it has like a little pansy design. It's 14K, and this is actually, I don't know if you can see it, I'm like really bad, I can barely see my screen, but it's a Kodachi, or yeah, I believe Kodachi, I don't know how to pronounce it, but a Kodachi grind by Matthew Chen. So it was a zoom nib, and then it was ground down, so it's like if you write it like that, it's really thick, and then the more you lift your pen, the thinner the line is. So it's pretty cool. Sorry about that, there was an interruption. So yeah, okay, so those are the 4 Pro Gear Slims that I have, and now I have 2 Pro Gears, the full size. So the first one that I have is it's looking a little dirty, but it's the Pro Gear Nagasawa Gear Ski, where it has the um, little Kobe bottle as the finial, and it has the wind vane on the nib. There's like a little condensation on it. I just filled it up last night, so yeah, I love this one. Has a medium nib, and I love the medium nib. It's so nice on the Pro Gear. Probably the nib I will buy from now on. And I think if I ever buy another Sailor, it will be the Pro Gear size. I don't think I love the Slims that I have, but I definitely love this size more. And I love the nibs on the bigger 21K nibs are so nice. The second one I have is the Moroccan tea, Moroccan mint tea, the Kisan. I think it was 2023's tea time collection for Sailor. This one has a medium fine 21K nib. It also writes really well. I've been inking it up with drier inks, I think, so I think I need to find a better ink match for this, but it's really beautiful. I love how it looks. These are some of my favorite ones, these two here. And then I have 3 Pilot ones. The first one is my custom 823. This one has a fine nib. I love this one too. I do love changing my inks. So although I have some like larger capacity pens for inks, I do prefer like cartridge converter. But this one's so pretty. I mean, I love writing with this. The nib is great. I think it's a good staple for anyone who loves fountain pens. I think the next, if I really want the clear demo one with a medium nib, I think I would love the medium nib, but I do love the fine, so. The next one is my Pilot Vanishing Point Matte Black. This one has a fine nib as well. I love it. I mean, I don't know what's more to say. I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. A lot of people have this one, and there's a good reason. The nib is great. If I lost it, I'd buy it again. Like, it's great. And then this one is the Nagasawa, the Pilot. It's a Pilot Decimo, but it's a Nagasawa. I don't really know what the name is. I think it's like Kobe, Kaigen, Gray, Gradient, something, something. I don't know the name, but I think it was limited edition earlier this year, or was it last year? I don't remember. It has so I bought it with a fine medium nib, but it was too thick. I don't know, something about the nib was just I didn't like. So when I went to the Orlando Pen Show this year, I got it ground down to a fine. I believe it's a fine. It might be an extra fine. I don't know, but I had it ground down. It writes better than I liked before, but I mean, I don't know. But now it feels kind of, I think the grind kind of feels like an Architect nib, but a super fine one. It's quite interesting, but I like it. I think it's a beautiful pen. And then this one was the latest pen. This is like my most expensive one. It's the latest one, or my most recent purchase. I bought it, I think, in October of 2024. And it kind of made me think, wow, maybe I'm spending too much on my hobby. This is the Aurora 88 Volterra. It's so beautiful. I love, like, there's the green chatoyance. I mean, this is so beautiful. It feels so smooth. It's like so comfortable to hold. the nib is an 18K fine nib, and it's kind of it's definitely a, what is it called? Not tougher nib. It's a more firm, hard, inflexible. I don't know. It's like like it's kind of like a platinum nib where it's like a little bit of a stiffer. Oh, I guess stiff would be the right word. Oh wow, the lighting is so bad. I'm sorry guys. I'm not used to making videos. But it is very comfortable in the hand. It's beautiful. I don't regret getting it. But it did prompt me to slow it down a little bit. So this is it's the only Italian pen that I have too. It's a really beautiful pen. I think I got it from Stilo e Stile. Stilo Stile. Really beautiful. Oh, and it's a piston fill, if you were wondering. It like opens from here. And yeah, so it has a pretty large capacity. There is one thing I don't really like about it. And I don't know if you can see the black where the ink goes through the feed. The problem is the ink goes past it, so it's like even if you have ink in here, like if it's not full or it doesn't have a lot of ink, and it's like it doesn't go inside of the feed. I mean, it's kind of a pet peeve, but this is the kind of pen where it's like you fill it with bottled ink. Like if you have a sample, it's probably not going to be enough for this pen. You probably have to use like a bottled ink to make sure that you can put a lot of ink in it. I mean, it's kind of annoying to me, but it's still a beautiful pen. This is the Parker 50 Falcon. I bought it at the Orlando Pen Show this year in 2024, and it's kind of like a metal body. It has gold and it's like a beautiful brown color. I just really liked how it looked. I thought it looked really elegant. It's not, I don't know if you would call it vintage. I think it's from the 80s, so technically it's like 50 something years old. To me, it's the most vintage that I have. I would consider it vintage. And it has like an inlaid or this kind of nib. Yeah, and it's a cartridge converter. And this one in particular, I don't know if you can see because I can't really see my screen, but this one in particular has like a stub kind of nib, so it's quite a thick writer. Yeah, and it's really pretty. I really like writing with it. It's a different experience than most of my other pens. So that's the first tray, and I have one more tray. Okay, so this is my second tray. These are the rest of my pens, so each tray holds 11, so I have 23 pens, I guess. So I guess we can start with the maker pens, or the hand turned pens that I have. Oh, I'm missing one. I guess I have 24. Oh, let me go get the one I'm missing. Okay, I'm back. So the first maker pen I ever purchased was this one. This is the Zodiac Penco Abalone in the Virgo model. Right now it's holding an Opus 88 nib, extra fine Opus 88 nib. So this one was the first one. I actually had this one commissioned after I saw the maker of Zodiac Penco at the 2023 Orlando Pen Show. And I really wanted an Abalone pen, and I heard about him, so I asked if I could commission one. And I think this is one of the most comfortable pens that I have, and I really like that it posts deeply, and it's like I really like it, except for the pattern of the resin. I'm not that big, like I couldn't say, after I commissioned it and I saw the resin, I was a little hesitant on it, but I'm not, I couldn't, like I had to buy it because I commissioned it, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I think it's beautiful. I still love writing with it, but definitely wish it was more of a swirly type of pattern on the resin. But I still do love this, and it's ink now, and I use it all the time. The next two pens are from Just Turning, from a maker in Australia. The first one I bought from him was this one, which is his, I believe he made this resin. It's called Salmon Moraine. And I just like, I love it. It's so beautiful. I love the green. I don't know if you can see, but there's like green and it's like pink and it's dark. I mean, I just think it's really pretty. I think it's well made. Right now it has a medium nib in it and it's inked up, so it's really pretty. I really like it. I'll put this to the side. And then the second pen I have from him is this Moonlit Raiden. This one is a matte finish, which is really pretty. It has a nib from Galen Leather. It's one of their grinds. This one is like the Soft Architect, or I think they call it the Dentist grind. It's an Architect. It's pretty. Has, I believe, thinner downstrokes and wider horizontal strokes. But yeah, I love the combination of like purple and blue and brown and copper, and I just think it's so pretty. So I really like that one. And then the last maker pen, or I guess these are maker pens, but anyways, this one is, or I guess hand turned pens. This one is from Walltown. It's the Oslo Payua Abalone, with the Payua, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but the Payua glass. I think this one's so beautiful. I really like this one. It's a matte finish. It's very similar to this in the color scheme, I would say, but the vibes, the tones, they're a little different, but I love them both. They're so beautiful. I really love this kind of colorway. And then I'll do the next, I guess these two are I'll do these. So I have two Franklin Christoph pens. This one is the Vinest exclusive. I don't think it had a name, but it's this beautiful blue color, and right now it has an extra fine. So I really like this pen, but I mean the threads up here, I don't know if I would buy another one of this model in particular because of the threads being up here, and it's like I can write with it, but it's not the most comfortable for me, but I still think it's a beautiful pen, and I love the machined look that it has. Yeah. So, and then the next one I have is the Goulet exclusive one this is a Stormwinds blank in Ascension Wing. I really like this model 31, I believe, for Franklin Christoph. I really like this model. I like the size. I like the grip. I think it's really beautiful. And it has an Opus, like a JoWo Opus 88 nib. And it was a fine, but I had it ground by Matthew Chen in the Orlando Pen Show, and it's a cursive italic now, which I really like. And then I have two Esterbrook SDs. The first one I got was the Petrified Forest. This one has a fine nib. I like the Estes, but I don't know if I would, like, after I bought this one, I had trouble with the nib. And then I sent it back to get fixed, and then I got it back. I didn't really like it, but I didn't want to send it again. And so when I went to the pen show, I asked them if they could like tune and smooth this nib, and I think it does write better, but I don't know. I just feel like it was so much trouble for like when there's so many pens that write so well out of the box, and it was kind of a not nice experience, but I still love the pen, and I love that I can switch out the nibs. I mean, I've switched so many nibs through this, and if I get a good nib, then I have a pretty good writing experience. But even after that experience, when I saw this pen, I was like, well, I have to buy this because it's so beautiful. It's a collab with Bungu Box in Japan. I love the cracked like pink, and I love that the fact that the converter had painted flowers. This one, extra fine nib. Unfortunately, I had problems with this one too. The nib also had misaligned tines, and then I sent it back. And then when I got it back, there was a problem with, there's a problem, where was it? Yeah, so I don't know if you, so this part is glued, like the threads are glued to the barrel, and it was not glued properly, so every time I put my cap on, it just like spins and spins and spins. So I had to send it back. So I sent it back 2 times as it, and it's fixed now. It's great now, but I don't know. It's just like, and I thought this was a fluke, but then I got this one and it was the same way. I don't know. So I love it. I think it's beautiful. I don't know if I would buy more Estes. It could just be me. Maybe I just have bad luck. But and then this one is the Benu Euphoria Gold Coast, the Atlas, which was an Atlas Stationers exclusive. I have 2 nibs for this one. I have a fine and a medium. Right now it has the medium. I think I like the medium nib more, which I'm usually a fine or extra fine kind of nib person, but I really like putting shimmers. I just love how this one looks. It's very much I think it's so pretty. I really like it. I have 2 Kavekos. I have the olive green one. This one has an extra fine nib. I like writing with these. I don't reach for it the most out of all my pens, but I think it's beautiful. Yeah. And then this one is a little bit more special. It's like the Kaweco Brass Sport, but this one I bought when I went to Spain. And I found that there's like this little stationery store called Paperium, I believe, and it's so little, but it's so cute, and I was like, I really want to buy something here. And I really wanted this particular Kaweco Sport, so I bought it there, and it was a nice experience, and I really love this one. I think it's beautiful. It's a little heavy, so it's not good for long writing sessions for me, but yeah. And I realize now that this one probably should have been in the other tray because it's a platinum, so it's a Japanese brand and it's a gold nib. But so this is the Laurel Green with a medium nib, platinum, and I really like it. I don't know if it's my favorite kind of writing experience out of all. Like I think I would pick my Sailor and Pilot pens over this platinum. I still like it, but I'm like okay about it. But I think I prefer the Pilot and the Sailors more. And then lastly, I have only one TWSBI. Actually, my first fountain pen was the TWSBI White Rose Gold with a fine nib, and I don't know, and I sold that one. Something about it was not, I loved it, and then I stopped loving it, so I sold it. But I really love this color way. I really love the Smoke Rose Gold. This is like for my fun inks because it has a broad nib. Yeah, I mean, I really like it, and I really want the cafe and the creme TWSBIs, but I'm trying to not buy things. But yeah, I still really love this one. So yeah, so I guess 11, 22, 23, 24, I guess 24 pens. I have 24 fountain pens, and I love them all. And yeah, thank you for watching.